Welcome everybody to another Disney video. This is part 2 of January planning, and today I have Rob with me, who is again going to Disney World with me, because I don't think, Rob, that we can ever have a trip now where one of us isn't on
Not
it.
so long as we're both annual pass holders.
Yeah.
Now it's just, and you know what? My buddy pointed out to me JetBlue was having their last second sales again, and I for real was looking at late October flights, just like maybe one quick trip. But
Yeah.
no, I can't. I have to limit myself. But I thought of you.
That's very kind of you. So last time I did a video on this, it was very early on, and just talking about, we know what dates we're going, and we have some idea of resorts, but that was pretty much it. It was pretty far out. We had only just thought about booking. I don't think we had done resorts yet, or flights yet, or any of that stuff. And this is kind of just me going through the journey of our planning, so hopefully you guys can plan better if you kind of see the steps that we're taking. So let's talk about resorts, because I feel like my plan stayed a little bit true, and your plan changed a lot.
Literally overnight, multiple times, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll start off by saying I love resorts. Sleeping under a roof is the best way to sleep.
Yeah.
And so it was very important to us to have a resort to go to during our January trip. So our original plan was, we're a big group of 9 or 10, and we're not all staying in one resort. We got different people staying in different places, and we're sort of grouped off because I think a lot of us are either couples or groups of friends. I was going to book us a room at Port Orleans, Riverside. I sort of bounce between French Quarter and Riverside because, I feel like out of the moderates, those are my two favorite. And I like Riverside because it's a little bit more quiet, a little more empty.
Yep.
Everything's spread out. So I got us the Royal room, which is just like a fancier room there, because I figured it was a longer trip, sort of splurge a little bit. But what ended up happening was Kat's sister Meg decided she also wanted to come to Disney, and so we invited her along on the trip, and she needed a place to stay. It would not have been reasonable to ask her to get her own room all on her own for an entire week.
Right.
So she joined the fray, and then our buddy Ben was going to come. And he was in a very similar boat. He was coming from California. He wasn't coming with anybody. It would have felt, wrong to just sort of tell him to go get his own sad little room at an all-star. I would imagine him in the back corner somewhere alone for a week.
Oh, like me?
Yeah. But you've got your friend, Matt.
Well, yes, this time. I was talking about when I went by myself.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally in the back corner.
It would play the Hulk theme as he walked back to his resort every night. So it was like, all right, who do we get him rooming with? And ultimately, it made sense to room him with us because I feel like, I know him from work. He's sort of my friend. He's the connection of the group. But 4 of us in one room, especially when three are strangers, doesn't make sense. We needed 3 beds.
Yeah.
So I ultimately switched from the Port Orleans Royal room to a Polynesian Villa suite, not suite. What's the word I'm thinking of? Studio.
The other S. Yeah.
And that has a queen bed, a queen pull-out bed, and then a twin sort of drop-down bed.
Cot.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Changed my reservation, booked it, super excited, staying at the Poly. Everybody's going to have a good time. Literally the next day he had to drop out of the trip because of reasons, and it was unfortunate, but he couldn't come. And so I had I was faced with another decision. And at this point, even though we are still 4 or 5 months out now, maybe longer, it was really getting down to the point of what were my options, not what were my ideal options. Some of these hotels are already booked out for that season. So I said, you know what? Forget it. Let's just splurge. I want to live my dream. So it's still the 3 of us. I changed my room to the Contemporary. I'm staying at the Contemporary. First time since I'm 8 years old. I'm super excited.
Yeah, so let's talk about restaurants, because we were also able to do, right now we're 130 something days out. So our our 180 days passed a bit ago. But I think there was only one restaurant we really did the day of, and that was Ohana. because we knew we were going to be a really big group. So we wanted to get like a full table there. And we know that books up really fast. It's just a really popular restaurant, especially around the time of wishes. Like if you're trying to catch that while you're in the restaurant, you got to book that pretty early out. So we booked Ohana for the night of my friend Matt's 30th birthday. So that's going to be super fun. I am definitely going to treat him to that for his birthday. And that was the one that we did like immediately. And then I know for myself, because it's going to be me and my friend Matt, and I know that we're not always going to be together as a group, we booked for our very, very first night at the boardwalk, we booked just like a dessert dinner at Beaches and Cream, which I've never been to. Yeah, so we thought it was like a, kick off the trip kind of thing. And then I believe we have something else booked. Oh, we have Crystal Palace booked for breakfast. We're going to see if we end up doing that or not. I know he's never done it before. And then you booked the beer garden for us for another. Yeah.
Gross. That was actually like, really, I was trying to book us or see if we could book. I was always under this impression that Ohana was a ticketed dinner, sort of like Hoop-Dee-Doo.
I think you're thinking of you were thinking of the luau.
Yeah.
So the luau is that show on the beach, right?
So once I learned that it wasn't, I was like, oh well, shoot, we should do Hoop-Dee-Doo because it's so good and the food's good. And sure, we've done it, I think, every long trip that we've been on over the past couple of years, but like Ed is coming and his girlfriend Kiyome, they've never been there, they've never done it, and Meg has never done it. So like I thought it was gonna be great. Tried to get us tickets. Every showing is booked up that week we're there. Like, and this was not at the 180 day, obviously, but it wasn't too far after. It just booked up really quickly. So I basically at that point was like, all right, well, I would like for us all to have dinner together as a big group at least one more time. And so it was just a matter of looking for options. And it just so happened to be that the beer garden in Germany was one of them. And I got us a time like right before Illuminations, which I thought was really cool. And I just really love Germany. So, that's family style dining. Yep. So I think
that's how Ohana is. So I feel like it's easier to get those big groups into those restaurants because they already have all the tables kind of connected together.
Exactly.
So it's just easier to get seating that way. I feel like a lot of the other restaurants, you probably have to break up into a group of like 4 and 5 or something like that.
Which we might have to do in Germany. I mean, if 9 people, I don't know if we're going to be able to fit 9 to a table, but even if we just take 2 tables, that's cool. We'll all be around and having a good time. It was interesting to have to take that approach with dining because when we do the video down the line, I think we're going to have a real interesting time dealing with fast passes. Because there's going to be another case where everyone's responsible for their own ticket, and you need the ticket before you can book fast passes. And so I can already tell not everybody's going to have their pass by the time, 90 days comes. And that's going to be interesting to try and plan around that. Because then you get in a sticky situation where, like, let's say 6 of us have a fast pass for Space Mountain and the others don't. Like, do they just sit it out? Do we split up? Like,
do we wait with them?
Or do we just bite the bullet and then just not do as many fast passes, or just do it the day of where we're all there with our app? I don't know.
So I guess that's a good question to pose to everybody else. If you've gone with a huge group of people, it'd be really interesting if you could let us know how you handled that, because that's something we really need to start thinking about soon in the next couple of months. How do you handle dealing with more than, let's say, 5-6 people in your group and doing fast passes, especially when you're all separate, like you said, not like one big family that's all booked together.
And how do you take into account if people are not thrill ride fans? Like, I think for us, the obvious thought is like, oh, Hollywood Studios, you get your Tower Terror, your Rock and Roller Coaster, and something else, Star Tours. But like, maybe there are people in the group who don't like those type of rides, and maybe is it inconsiderate to just book those and not try and get fast passes for some other stuff?
Totally.
I don't know.
Yes, we will see you guys in this series in 2 months when we start planning out fast passes, which is right after Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving,
like literally a day or 2 after. I tried to tell everybody to get their passes purchased by Thanksgiving week.
Yeah,
with hopes
we'll see what happens.
I don't know if that'll work. We'll see.
Yeah. But thanks, Bob, for joining me for this video. I'm so excited for January. I'm antsy to start planning more parts of it. But it's going to be so good. It'll be really exciting. And yeah, me too. And thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. You can also tweet us. I'm at IvyWinterYT, and Rob?
I'm at Rob Plays.
And if you want to check out Rob's channel, where can they find you, Rob?
At Rob Plays That Game. And it's all Disney videos.
Yep.
24/7. It's very tiring.
So, yeah, and you can also listen to the both of us in a new podcast that we have, which
right.
I'll have the link in the description. It's the Tomorrowland Transit Authorities. That's us. And we just talk about Disney stuff every week. Everything from, like, news to, I don't know, just thoughts on, like, trips, and have special guests. It's super fun. So if that's something you want to listen to, the episodes are, like, maybe 20 minutes or so.
20
so nice.
30.
Yeah, nice quick listen. So definitely check that out. And thanks again for watching another video. Bye.
Bye.
You always do these. Bye.